so official, Terry.
Cool. We feel like a real talk show now, don't we?
We're like an official talk show. This is the real deal. That was so cool to see all of that put together, to see how many we've done together, how many awesome guests we've had on Outer Spaces Live, all the fun DIYs and the tips and the product reveals and all the good stuff. And today is the first time we're in person.
First time in a long, long time, but even for the live stream. Yeah, that's right. So the Wonder Twin Power.
We can touch. It's so exciting.
I was going to say, we apologize that we're a little bit late.
Yeah.
It is pretty roasty toasty here in LA, and I know like when I say that it's kind of a weird weather whim, so it's like 75 degrees, but our technology is like breaking down, so it actually delayed our start, so we apologize for that.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. I hope that you liked that little slideshow at the beginning. You know, all of those setups that you saw, all of those beautiful homes that you saw, those are just a couple of the 1,000 neighborhood showrooms. Outer reached 1,000 neighborhood showrooms, which is insane. We're going to talk more about what that means later. But all of those photos in the beginning were some of the neighborhood showrooms. They're so cool. We're so excited that you guys are here. Thanks for being here with us for another amazing episode of Outer Spaces Live. I know we started a couple minutes late, so we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to give you the normal time I give you to grab a cocktail or a snack and join us. And I'm going to get right into introducing ourselves. So for those of you that have never been here, have never been to an amazing one of these with us, my name is Orly Shani. I co-host this show alongside Terry. I'm a DIY expert. I'm a TV host. I'm obsessed with all things that are one of a kind, which is why I love DIY, why I love Outer and all the modularity and customization of it. And we host this show together. I have a YouTube channel called The DIY Designer where I do really, really fun DIY home decor and fashion and all sorts of good stuff. So thanks for being here. And Terry, for those that don't know who you are, the man, the myth, the legend, please introduce yourself.
So I'm Terry Lynn. I'm the co-founder and chief design officer of Outer. So one of the things that I'm responsible for is the design of all the products and what we think about, as well as thinking about overall what the brand represents and the community that we're trying to build.
Yeah. It's really cool. I feel pretty special getting to sit next to you because I feel like I get the lowdown. I mean, we all get the lowdown first because this is the first place that we reveal new products, but I feel like I really get the lowdown.
I give you I send you little texts of little things that we're working on.
It's really cool. I get to geek out on all the new fun innovation. Well, guys, I want to let you know what today is all about because as you know, when we do these every month, when we wrap one Outer Spaces Live, the whole team gets together and brainstorms what's next month going to be about. What do we want to talk about? What do we want to teach? Who do we want to bring on? What value do we want to give? And we thought that this month should really be about how you guys can actually make over your outdoor space in a way that increases the value of your home. So not only is it a space that you're going to love and you're going to enjoy and it's going to be for you and your family, but it's going to be something that's going to give back to you in money down the road. So that's one of the most important things that we really want to talk about. That sort of leads us into this conversation of balancing your experience and your investment. And we're going to talk about ways that you can do that and some really amazing tips. That brings us naturally to our incredible guest. We have a huge guest on today. You guys might recognize her from Extreme Makeover Home Edition. She is a celebrity contractor. She is a real estate broker. She is a TV host, and she is my very good friend. Paige Hemis is our special guest today, and she has amazing tips as someone who has flipped over 50 houses on her own, 200 plus houses with Extreme Makeover. So she's a wealth of knowledge and so exciting to be on the show. We have a killer product reveal that's always my favorite segment, and today's product reveal selfishly is one of my most favorite because I'm gonna obsess over it and need it. Can't wait to share that with you guys. We also have some fun information because rugs are back. They sold out so fast, but all the rugs are back. Every size, every color, everything. You guys know these rugs. They are absolutely incredible. They're made with recycled plastic water bottles. That big one there is called the 1188 because it uses 1,188 recycled water bottles. They're incredible, easy to clean. I just love them so much. I have one outside. And then lastly, as always, I think this is your favorite, is the giveaway. Today is probably our biggest giveaway ever. It's a $3,200 value. You guys are gonna get that sexy, sexy setup right there. It is the aluminum conversation set with 2 armchairs. Aluminum is my newest addition and I love it so much. And our friends at Solo Stove, we partnered with them today for the ultimate summer bundle. So that is a Solo Stove fire pit that comes with like the cover and the little skewers to like do s'mores and just have the ultimate summer setup that you could possibly need. So that is today's giveaway. And don't worry, if you registered to be here by entering your email address, you are registered for the giveaway. So you are already entered. Do not worry. You don't have to do anything but sit back and enjoy. Okay, Terry, One more thing as I ramble. This is one of the things that I love to do is put you on the spot because you don't like doing it, but I like to feature some outer press because there's always something really exciting. We alluded to it at the beginning, but Outer officially hit 1,000 neighborhood showrooms. This is incredible. Can you explain, this is sort of one more way that Outer is really innovative in this retail platform. Can you explain what this actually is? What is neighborhood showroom?
Yeah, so like with everything that we do, you know, when you think about the design, it starts with what I call like the Seinfeld moment, which is like that obvious thing that everyone realizes, but no one does anything about. And the Seinfeld moment that we had when we did Neighborhood Showroom was, if you're buying outdoor furniture, why are you looking at it indoors? Is something wrong with it? So that's the first thing. And then, you know, there's a number of things that led to us actually designing the Neighborhood Showroom. The first one was, we're a startup. We have a limited budget. And, you know, we could have opened one store, but that really didn't serve our purpose because, you know, you think about like who we are selling to. It's anyone that has a backyard. So to be able to do one area, that just doesn't make sense. And even more importantly, the bigger one is that, you know, we're trying to design the best product out there. And for all of you out there, it's like when you think about shopping, reviews are everything. It's in the beginning, middle, and end of your shopping decision. And for us, we know that that is such an important social proof point. And what better way to do it than put it in front of, you know, use our customers, have them become hosts. And have them talk about it. And like we call it, it's really like Yelp in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a living, breathing review section that people can trust because just like you're saying, this furniture has been outside and it's gone through the elements and they've lived with it and they know how to care for it and all of those things. So it's such an awesome thing. You know, everyone who's an Outer neighborhood showroom host, just like myself, is really proud of that fact and loves kind of sharing all those info. So it's very, very cool. Well, I want to get into why we're actually here today, which is getting into all of the tips and tricks that you guys are going to want to implement into your outdoor space right now. So not only does it look incredible, but it actually increases the value of your home. And we gotta just get into it. I gotta bring in Paige because what am I waiting for? Like I said, Paige she was one of the head carpenters on Extreme Makeover Home Edition. She is a TV host. She's a celebrity contractor. She's a real estate broker herself. She's an absolute amazing friend. I love her so much. Paige, welcome to Outer Spaces Live, my love.
Hey,
look at that beauty.
On my outer little love seat here.
Look
just
at you.
Enjoying
and staying
myself.
cool, hopefully.
Yes, trying to stay cool. But may I say just really quick, Terry. So Orly and I have been on TV together. Terry's like our celebrity. The fact that you make this stuff, that you come up with this stuff, and you are able to provide all these people with this amazing experience, you are our celebrity. Okay, we'll just get that out.
I like that very much. Paige, for everybody who maybe isn't familiar with your insane expertise within all things home, from construction to selling to flipping, all of the things, will you explain to people why you have such a wealth of knowledge that really crosses, you know, sort of industries, and why we begged you to be here with us today?
Well, thank you so much. I started flipping homes in 1999. Gosh, it makes me seem so old. So clearly I was just a child when I started. Then I worked on ABC, Extreme Makeover Home Edition for 10 years, which was so amazing and so fun. I learned so much about home building. So we did 221, I would call them flips, makeovers there. And then right now, my husband and I, we're on our 52nd flip, which is really exciting. And yes, I'm also a broker, so I do sell my own real estate. I helped Orly find her house there too.
She did.
Yes, but mainly, I feel like all these years we have been focusing on how to flip the inside of a property, and only in the last few years has it really become important to also flip the outside, because that's really where our experiences are heading.
Hey, Paige, I'd love for you to just also tell about the side project that you're doing with education. Because like you are, like, you know, in talking to you, you are such a woman of many talents, and trying to combine it all, or how you're doing it, is really, really interesting.
Yeah, how I'm going a slight bit crazy. I'm getting my PhD in psychology. So if I do go crazy, I'm in the right business.
Exactly.
My husband and I are flipping a property, and then I come home and learn about psychology. But speaking of psychology, especially over this past year with COVID, I mean, it was a crazy year, but I think all of us realized what we're dealing with as far as our home. So the inside space, the outside space, a lot of it was outside space because my mom and grandma wouldn't come over unless we were outside and we had mats and we're sitting 6 feet from each other. So all of a sudden, our outside area became so important. And I think that's
Yeah,
what
Paige,
people
and
realized.
I think so, and I think that's what, that's something that we talk a lot about here. There's sort of a term that we've used on the show, really, it's Terry's term, and it's sort of the balance between ROI, which we know that term, return on investment, that's sort of a term we all know, but versus ROE, which is return on experience. Can you talk about what that means? Because that's really what we're talking about here, those experiences that we're having in our space.
Sure, yeah. So to give you a little bit of the backstory, I had a conversation with Ali, who is manning our YouTube comments right now. So say hello to Ali. And as we were talking, I think we were talking about finance, and he mentioned ROE. And it was actually a term I was not familiar with. So I said, wait, what does ROE mean? He's like, oh, that means return on equity. And I'm like, oh, okay, because when you said it, I thought it meant return on experience. And that just kind of started me on this whole thought process of what it is. And I kind of think about it as kind of like the next stage of this economy. So going back, if you think about the last few decades, we have been in this mindset of experience over things. So experience over things means, like, instead of buying a nice tangible thing, you go on a nice vacation that you can remember and you can take great pictures.
Yeah.
And then with COVID, everyone couldn't travel anymore. And everyone started looking more inward and being more reflective. And I think in this last year, we started reprioritizing our values and our relationships with people and our responsibility with the community and with the world. So think about, like, how differently did you think about that cashier when you're checking out for food during the pandemic, and how much they're putting their lives on the line?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like healthcare workers. And so, like, you saw what happened, which is that everyone started focusing on their home. Everyone started actually renovating their backyards. There's a huge push on that. And then, it started opening up with the vaccinations, but now with the Delta variant, we'll see what happens. But I see this evolution of this experience that you used to go travel and then really balancing it out with the things. And
and I think, just to jump on it, I think that that's sort of what we're here to talk about today. That's really our purpose here today, and I want to make sure that we get into it, but it's really how to balance the experiences that you're going to be able to have within that space and how to best create a space for you, but then also how to actually get some money back out of it so that it's an investment in your property. For all of you guys watching right now, I would love you to comment. I want you to go into the comment section right now and let us know which outer product have you either already bought or are thinking about buying that you think is going to give you the biggest ROE. How are you going to start using your space? Let us know in the comments. We see all these comments come in, so we want you all over it. Let us know. While you're doing that, we're going to get right into our very first design concept because we don't want to keep you waiting. So the very first one we're going to talk about, and Paige, I'd love you to explain this to me because I don't know why, but I'm kind of confused on it. It's hardscaping.
Yes.
What exactly does that entail? What's in the bubble of hardscaping?
Well,
Please share.
If you just take it as the words, hard versus soft, like if you can step on it, it's soft and kind of squishy, but it's probably landscaping. No, hardscape means anything that is man-made or a non-living element. So like what we're seeing there, we're seeing gravel and bark, but you can expand on that. That is rock, and just going from there, no matter what your budget is, that's why I love hardscaping. Because no matter what your budget is, there's something for you. You can add brick, you can do pavers, you can do tile. Actually, right there you see decomposed granite, pavers, and tile right there in that picture. So no matter what your budget is, you can do this. And the best part about it, not only is it on trend right now with home selling, it's low maintenance. It'll cut your water bill down so much, especially here in California or wherever you are in a drought area. That's really, really important. But it's visually appealing, and my favorite part about it is that it adds usable square feet. Doesn't necessarily add new square feet, it adds usable square feet.
Yeah.
With that, it's like if you, the folks that are watching, it's like, go look in your backyard and do you have an overgrown bush or weeds? It's like there has been a big thing with reclaiming that usable space, reclaiming your backyard where it has been overlooked. Like, it is so valuable. And I think we've realized how valuable it is now. So I love this idea of just simple things of doing hardscaping to increase your usable space.
Well, and a lot of people.
No, go Paige.
A lot of people worry like, oh, you're getting rid of the foliage and stuff. And like in a place like this, you see the picture up now. This is one of our remodels. This is the one we're working on now, actually. You walked out back and it was so dark. And so yes, it was beautiful, some of the plants, but it was overgrown. It was so dark. in psychology, dark typically means depressed. So you want to lighten a space and try to find a way to use it. So you can see there, I have like a little meandering paths. But what we did, we only added 266 square feet of that Arizona flagstone hardscape. But what it did is it opened our entire backyard. So now you're looking at 1,300 usable square feet.
That's amazing.
Versus what we had before, which is just, it was a path. That was it.
You know what, and I gotta say, Paige, even looking at this now, you know, there was so much greenery that you almost didn't see it. Because like nothing stood out, nothing had a moment where now I feel like my eye is going to these key focal moments where you have some strategic greenery, cool architectural plants. I'm seeing things now, aside from the fact that you've increased the space. I would assume as a buyer, if I walked into this space, I can already see the gatherings I'm gonna have outside, the people I'm gonna have over, because now you know, it's like, it's all come together. It's like you painted the picture for me, which is really how you can increase that value.
Yes, and Terry, I'm totally stealing that in real estate. Return on experience is what I'm going to put in my next home.
So I was going to say, with what you showed, and I know a lot of it came from all of the flips that you've done in your past, but like being able to look beyond, because I'm sure with what everyone saw, the before, it didn't look that bad. I didn't think it looked that bad. I was like, oh, it's not bad. But then when you actually see how she envisioned it later, it's like, wow, that is so much better. So like actually like trying to understand like how you see things is such an important piece of being able to like kind of think about how to plan your space, and like using like light as a factor of thinking about it is really important.
Right. Yeah, and there's one thing I'd love to talk about. I think that when we're talking about sort of that return on experience in your own home, not only is that going to create something that while you're living there, obviously your money went to good use because you're enjoying it, but what it's going to do is it's going to, again, paint the picture and allow buyers to imagine the life they could live in your home. There's something that you did on a recent flip where there was an issue with a spa, where people weren't buying the house because of an issue with the spa. And by solving that problem and creating a secondary sort of entertainment space, the house sold like that because you completed the picture for very little cost. Can you take us through the Mariposa property?
Yes. So the most amazing thing was this house was gorgeous and it sat on the market for 2 years. Why? And I asked one of my friends who went and saw it, and she said, I have kids, so you can see the pool and the spa, it is separated by grass, which, you wouldn't think, oh, it's not too bad, but look at all the trees around it. It was always muddy. It never dried. It never got sun. So what we did was we pulled back, we added flagstone again here to kind of connect the pool and the spa. So all of a sudden that becomes a little area. And just imagine it with some outer furniture. I didn't have that a few years ago. Imagine how much better that space would be. But you can see we took out a couple trees. We still have wonderful foliage. It still looks gorgeous. But now that space is usable, and it became, look, we have a little conversation set. We can hop in the spa, we can head to the pool, and then we did a little more on the experience side.
This is the jam, you guys. Tell me your jealousy is about to go through the frockin' roof. Watch this.
Well, what we wanted to do is, this was, an experience. Well, here you can see this is the before, so that weird grass patch between the pool and the spa. But we also wanted to say, okay, this pool's not big. How do we make it amazing? Well, we built a little trellis over the back and added a screen and a projector. So all of a sudden, this became movie night at our house. It was one of the most amazing experiences. And of course, we went over the top. We spent a lot of money, but you don't need to. You can get one of those floating little projectors that work with your iPhone and little screens. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, but you really get a lot of bang for your buck when you do.
It's amazing. I was going to say, if we use that, the filter of return on experience, like, you invested in a really beautiful space where you could have invested in something else, a nice watch. Right. And the idea of R.O.E. is that even though the space looks beautiful, what makes it even more beautiful is you're probably envisioning like friends and family hanging around it. Yes, the space is beautiful, but like that's what you're going to really remember, and that's what R.O.E. is about. It's about those experiences that you never,
You touched on something that actually was just released by the National Association of Realtors, is that the kitchen used to be like the gathering spot and what sold the home. So your return on investment was big if you redid the kitchen. Now they're talking about outdoor areas. So now they're close.
We're on trend. We've been on trend.
It is so on trend because it's important for people, especially now.
Yeah, so good. So it's even better that you guys are here because this is really going to be amazing info. There's another tip that's my personal favorite because we did it in our own space and I really feel like it transformed my entire space. So if you don't have the ability to increase your actual square footage, right? You don't have the ability to go bigger. If you can increase your visual square footage, you can bring your eye to the very edges of your property, it's going to feel that much bigger. Now in our house, we have a courtyard and a pool separated by an ivy covered fence. The ivy covered fence is really cute looking. It's very sweet. It would be like, you know, really lush in the spring, but it blocked the entire pool. So we knocked that sucker out and we put in a glass fence. You can't even see it. So it functions, it's fully safe for my kids when we have kids over, but it allowed the eye line to extend, whereas you can see here, that ivy looks like it connects into the ivy against the back of our pool, and it looks like that's where our backyard ends.
You know, it was so charming.
You can see the backyard. Your pool, I mean.
It was so charming. And then when all of our friends, when they did come over to Orly's house, like, you put in a pool. And she's like, no, I merely made a glass fence and now you can see the pool. Like that, it looks gorgeous.
It made such a huge difference. You know, we reused old brick. So again, reusing materials that you have to do your hardscaping is a really smart thing. Obviously, the outer furniture really popped it over the edge and made it look really official and fancy and amazing. You know, but doing things like that are going to be great. Another one that I think is really important is lighting. I know the feeling I get when I see the lighting, but Paige, as a realtor, what's the actual, like, what's the reason, what's the feeling that people get when they come and they see a home that has proper lighting throughout the property?
Well, one of the most amazing things is the psychology behind it. So if you go up to a house that's well lit and it looks gorgeous, it's going to be very inviting. It's also going to thwart burglars. Burglars are not going to go to a house that's well lit. So even if you never bring that up with a buyer, the buyer thinks, this is safe. This must be a safe neighborhood. Plus, it's also a safety issue, as in, you know, you can light your path on the way there. You can do the outskirts, put lights on the outskirts to let them know how big the property is that you're actually buying. So it creates this warm, wonderful feel. There we go, path lighting. If you can use solar, great. But
even better.
Yeah, it shows the buyer kind of everything that you're offering.
Yeah, and you know, and another thing, as you were just saying, you know, creating the border, this is my front yard, and we just recently added in these lights. We never had any lights. That's the lemon tree on the left. There's like a little guava tree in the corner right behind it that's lit up, and then all of these hedges, and then all of our other plants. And I will say that it used to be like a dark hole, and it was actually kind of creepy at night.
I was going to say
so
scary
dark.
Without lights.
It did. It was really, really dark at night. And so not only does this now, when I sit on my new aluminum outer on my front porch right there, not only am I looking up at the spotlight that's lighting up this gorgeous tree that looks like a piece of art, but I'm seeing the lemon tree. And when you're driving by my house, it looks alive. It looks like people are home. Yep. You know, there is life here. It doesn't look like a deep, dark hole that you could sneak into. So it not only does the safety thing, but it does, like, even if you think about when you go to like a nice hotel, you know, like every piece of the walkway when you're walking from the hotel to the restaurant is lit up. It's just that luxe feeling, you know?
Yeah, think about it like just in seeing your pictures, think about your space as a painting. And the light, what it's doing, it is directing your eyes to where you want to direct it to. So
absolutely,
that's another thing. Like, this is what's really beautiful. Look at this and like de-emphasize these other things. So I think
the lighting's really like, look over here. Look at this amazing thing over here.
That's right.
Yeah, and Terry, you had mentioned something as well about like whatever it is that you were going to be doing with your home inside, you should do outside. So we, you know, talk about that a little bit with the mood and the function of lighting and the mood of lighting.
Yeah. So like, I'll just keep on pushing on this R.O.E. because that is the theme. Like, the R.O.E., instead of this experience, now this experience becomes a category or a product, if you want to call it. And then, you know, now if you think about your backyard, think about it like you're another room. Don't think about it as a backyard, and think about like in your rooms, you need lighting. If you design a room and there's no lights and you're sitting in the dark, like, why would you sit in there? So with lighting, there is like, there's focused lighting. So if you have a pendant, there's like tasks, there is mood lighting. So anything from the landscaping to, like I said, a pendant to like if you're trying to read at night. So think about all the ways that you're able to use light to paint that beautiful picture that is your yard.
I mean, speaking of, look at this photo. This is actually my parents' house. Well, they sold it. This is my childhood home that they sold. How dare you? But this is, when they redid the backyard, they added these beautiful pool lights, and it really became a focal. When they sold this house, this was, the photos of the backyard were the front photos of all of the MLS real estate listings, because they knew that the backyard really sold the house. And that's the thing to consider, guys. Your backyard could become your biggest selling feature of your home, and you're not even doing anything with it now. So something like, you know, this beautiful pool with this lighting, it creates a piece of art. And Paige, talk about this. This is something that you did.
So you saw in that first picture, we put in a little fountain. I mean, it was just like a regular fountain, not expensive, but we got these submersible lights. Seriously, off of Amazon, they were $17.99. Cheap, I love it. But with just a head of the remote control, you can change the lighting. So it's mood lighting, blue, pink, and gold, because we have a fire pit, so we decided to match gold. But look at that. Like, it makes it look so expensive when it was not expensive at all. And it's gorgeous.
I love that DIY hack. Everyone's right now like opening up a second window on their phone to like Amazon, color, water, submersive puck lights.
So think about it. Like if you already spent all that money on doing your space, it's just that extra little touch that you need that will go from like ho-hum to wow. Like the pictures of your childhood home, totally transformed from like if it was dark. Think about if it was dark to when it was lit. It's amazing.
Huge difference.
So it doesn't take much to actually really beautify your space.
And by the way, Paige, I feel like that was the beginning of the real estate market when it was kind of going crazy. They had this price on this house and everyone's like, they're never going to get it. It sold right away because of the backyard.
They got a record in their neighborhood for that house. And again, it was the backyard. That's even how they staged all of their open houses. This is a great suggestion for you guys. If you have an outdoor space that you think is really one of the main selling features of your home, they did outdoor parties. They got like a jazz band and a pizza oven, and they had hosted outdoor gatherings to show this is an entertainer's home.
Right.
And so all of the open houses were even focused around outdoor living because they knew how much that would sell the home, and they got a record for it. So absolutely worth investing in some of your time and your money so you can enjoy it and you can get that money back. Paige, are you game to hang out for some questions? Because I feel like people probably have 1 million questions for you.
Oh my gosh, I would love to answer questions.
Okay, awesome. Let's take a look and see what questions we have for all of us, but of course for Paige. This is from Stephanie. We have recently moved into our newly built home and are anxious to design our patio and then design it. Designing the patio seemed harder. I'm confused on this one.
I think what she's saying is like she's getting an idea of what they want to do, and then they actually have to put it on paper and hire someone to do it. So
got it. Yes, thank you, Paige.
That's what I did. Like even when I draw things, I should put a little like stick figure of me like enjoying, because I draw them like I did in first grade. Like this is what I want. You draw a little picture, and then you get bids. So what I would suggest is take whatever you've designed, whatever little thing you've designed, and get 3 or 4 contractors over to see what's the best. Maybe stamped concrete is best in your area. That does seem to be the cheapest, by the way. The least expensive and looks the best is concrete. So then you can go to outer, and then you can do like the design and the fun and the fluffy stuff that gets to go on top of that hardscape.
If I can add a little bit, I think like Stephanie, just think about like, what do you want to do in the space? That's the most important thing. Like there's usually 3 things. It's like lounge, dine, or play. And if it's all 3, that's great. But if you actually know that you have a finite amount of space, think about what it is. And then yes, it is a little bit harder to do patios, but that just means like you have to figure out how to define the space where you don't have walls. So thinking about like planters to define a wall, a rug to define a wall. So like once you first understand the functional things that you want to do, it's much easier to actually design that space.
I love that.
Such a good tip.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, let's see our next question. We will. There it is. All right, Robert Cruz, you made us wait. The rugs look amazing. Are they toddler proof? In all seriousness, no. How easy are they to clean? I'm taking this
I'll let
one.
you take that one.
I would like to add animal proof as well. I don't have toddlers, but I've got animals. So tell us about that.
Yeah. Paige is like a mom to 37 and a half animals, this crazy lady over here. These rugs, you guys, these are one of the easiest things to clean for. I have had them in my backyard now for probably about a year. They get the dust that sort of comes down and settles on them. We have these, enormous pine trees that just dump pine cones all over them. It can be a mess a lot of the time. And all it takes for me is a leaf blower to get all the dust off. Even when it rains, what I love the most, I almost wait for the rain because the rain like washes it all away. I have a little, when I need to, I have a little whatchamacallit, like extension that I put on my hose, and it's a pressure washer extension, and I just pressure wash it off. It dries like that. And then one of the main reasons, I just want to say super quickly, one of the main reasons that it stays looking clean, even when it's not actually clean, is because of the design. There's multiple colors woven into it. So even though from far away it might look like, oh, I got the tan rug, oh, I got the gray rug, close up, there are multiple colors that disguise random stains because they look like it's part of the texture of the rug.
That is so important. Really, actually, in any room, that is key.
Yeah,
hide
100%.
What you can't fix.
Solid colors are not the best choice when you have
not the most forgiving
kids or pets.
Yeah, so super easy to clean. Highly recommend the rugs, and all of them are back in stock, so you can get them now. Let's take a look at our next question. All right, John, what sets Outer apart? Oh my God, that's a
beauty,
loaded question.
But I'm guessing it's Terry.
Terry,
yeah,
Terry, why don't you take this? I could go on forever.
So I always start with 3 questions. It's the what, the why, and the how. So the what is really easy. It's like we could obviously design anything that goes in your backyard, but the next question is, well, why would we do it? And we always start with the customer insight. Like, what is it that we're trying to solve? And if we take our sofas, it was the problem of our cushions get dirty, they get wet, and then you either bring them in, you cover them, or they're just gross, and you don't sit outside. So we designed something called the outer shell. We have a patent on it, and it's like every time we try to do something, it's to try to look at what I call those Seinfeld moments, which is basically problems that are hiding in plain sight.
I love that.
And design around that. So like every time we try to release, anytime we release a product, we're always trying to make sure that we're not trying to design another thing out there that is in a sea of things.
Yeah, I will say that for any product you buy from Outer, there's always a second level. There's always like a aha moment that comes with the item, which is really amazing. Yeah.
Oh, and there's a 10-year warranty with what we do. So like we really do back like what we are designing.
Yeah, so
that
cool.
is so important.
Let's see if we have another question. All right, this one's from Christy, absolutely new to the product. Very interested in the durability. The Florida sun and the rain on outside furniture is brutal. Do you want to take that, Terry?
Sure. As you saw, we have 1,000 showrooms. We have a lot of them in Florida. How about this? Reach out. I'm going to actually connect you with my sister, who is also a host in Jupiter, Florida, and she's had it for over a year. She loves it. And rather than me talk about how durable the furniture is in California, I'd rather have her talk to you to tell you what the experience is.
I love that, and I want to jump in real quick and just say, one of the things to consider is that not only do you have the outer shell for sort of everyday protection from kind of like dust and humidity and that type of thing, but there's also the all-weather cover, which is when you get that really heavy rain, when you get the really kind of more intense weather, it's this incredible cover that goes on very easy, that's really, really snug and tight with the zipper on the side, and everything kind of wicks right off of it. So you'll see photos that I love, some of my favorite photos on Outer's Instagram, which is like covered and packed in snow on top of an all-weather cover, and the furniture stays just fine. So there are different solutions, but definitely reach out to Terry's sister. If you comment, then we'll comment back within the comment section, and we'll connect you guys. All right, do we have another question, or are we gonna move on? Let's see. I mean, I want to keep Paige here for as long as I can. Okay, last question. Is there a way to keep the teak looking new for longer? Protectant of some sort. You have the oh my God, I can't speak. Had the 5-piece set for a few months, and she's loving it. Terry, you know a lot about keeping the teak.
Yeah, Michelle, with teak, it's very different than the other lines that we carry. And yes, it is a natural material it's an organic versus an inorganic material, which means that it's always in flux, depending on what's happening with the weather, depending on the humidity, how dry it is, the cold. It is going to change. There are products that you can use that help to keep the color, if you want to keep it that golden color. So there are protectors and there's sealants. And how about this? If you send a comment, I will send you like where you can look to maintain your teak.
Love it. Wonderful, wonderful. Guys, so just real quick, a reminder, the giveaway is still to come, my friends. This is a big, fat, sexy giveaway, $3,200 value. It's the aluminum conversation set. Like I said, that's the newest addition to my personal outer collection, and I'm in love with it. I get so many compliments. So it's the 2 armchairs plus the Solo Stove. We collabed with our good friends over at Solo Stove for their ultimate backyard bundle. This is awesome. It's the fire pit plus the summer bundle, which includes like the sticks to roast marshmallows, the cover, all that good stuff. And we're going to announce the winner at the very end. Paige, I freaking love you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
having
Paige.
me. I feel like this stuff is so important. I'm so glad you guys are getting the word out of everything that needs to be happening, especially now. I think we can heal
Exactly.
ourselves
Right.
from the outside, outdoors.
Exactly. And there's so much more of this info for all of you watching, so much more of this info every day that Paige is sharing. She shares it all on her social media. We'll throw up her information right there. You guys can follow her. She takes you along on the journey on her Instagram stories as she flips houses, project by project, DIY by DIY, as she's selling them. So there's so much amazing info. So make sure to follow Paige and keep up with everything that she's doing, because it's just a wealth of knowledge. And she's just the best. I love
Thank you guys so
Thanks
much.
so much for
Mwah.
joining us, Paige.
Thank
Mwah.
you.
Have a great day, babes.
Thanks,
Love you.
you
Say hi to
too.
Jason. Bye.
Bye.
How incredible is she?
Pretty amazing, yeah.
She's just the best. She's such a wealth of knowledge. I love her so much. Okay, you guys, it's the halftime show.
The halftime show.
This is the frickin' halftime show. This is the best. This is when we do your favorite, which is the before and afters. These are very real outer customers that have gone through the process of doing a design consultation, which is a totally complimentary service, by the way, that Outer has offered on their website, where you can go through a design consultation, figure out exactly what you need, and then we share the afters. So for this particular before and after, this is one of Sarah Ann's clients. Sarah Ann's been on the show with us before. This is client. Her name is Kara. She lives just about 20 minutes away from Sarah Ann in Tennessee, and she has this incredible deck. And this deck actually has multiple levels. There's pools, and there's this deck, and they really wanted to focus, of course, on the view. The view is the most important element here, obviously. And they also had a fire pit that they already had ordered, and they wanted to work around it. So, as amazing as Outer's team is, they really created configurations that were going to work within, keeping in mind not only dimensions of her deck, of course, but keeping in mind the dimensions of the fire pit. So these are 3 different U configurations that they created for her, and let's take a look at what Kara ultimately did. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Are you kidding me? By the way, you guys, this is an Outer neighborhood showroom. So this is one of the showrooms that you could visit if you live in Tennessee. You could see exactly what the furniture is like in person. But I mean, this looks like this belongs in some kind of like mountain resort hotel, where like you grab your drink at the bar and then you go sit and look at the view.
I think the
my
thing that you know, we want to point out with this design is that, you know, outer furniture is modular.
Yes.
And in doing so, you can create these really outrageous configurations as big as you want, where when you think about like a regular sofa, if you tried to do this inside, you would not be able to do it because of the configuration, but because it is modular, it is basically endless. I was also going to say, if you're lucky enough, you know, with Sarah Ann, if you get to work with her, I know I jokingly said, I think she's gone on hikes with people. She's done a cross-country road trip to go meet some of her clients. So if you get to work with her, and I'm sure they did too, I'm sure she has met them in person.
Yeah, it's amazing. No, the Outer team is some of the most amazing people you'll want to become friends with, which is why they can't get rid of me. Sorry. Okay, this is actually my favorite segment of all of the live streams that we do, and I don't hide that fact. It's product reveal time. So there's a brand new product we're going to reveal today, and if you've been on these live streams, you know that we like to do this, and there's almost a new product almost every live stream. Over the course of the last live streams, these are all of the products that we've actually given you first access to. We revealed the all-weather covers, which I spoke about a little bit just a few minutes ago, the Sexy Teak collection, this is so gorgeous, the coffee tables were the next product reveal, then the aluminum collection, which I got my hands on luckily, and then most recently, the pillows, all of the amazing throw pillows. So our brand new product reveal today is a throw blanket, but you guys, this is Outer. So it's no ordinary throw blanket. Terry, what is this throw blanket?
We call it the Outer Bug Shield Blanket.
Bug Shield, you guys, this is in lieu of needing bug spray in the summer months. Now we need another comment, sort of blitz from you guys right now. I'm dying to know which are your 3 favorites. I have my favorites. You've got the black and white houndstooth, the gray stripe, or the tan plaid? You need to comment down below and please tell me. I want to know if my favorite is also your favorite. Okay, so Terry, I need to know like why bug shield blankets. I mean, selfishly, I'm so thrilled because I'm the kind of person who gets eaten alive. So I'm so thrilled, but give me a little bit into the thought process.
So like in the earlier question, like what is different about outer? And it is the what, the why, and the how. So of course we could release a blanket, but it's like, what's so special about a blanket? And when we released our first product, we always used 4 words. We talked about comfort, sustainability, durability, and performance. And you know, if we talk about our sofas, we talk about like butt and seat, comfort in butt and seat. But for many in most of the country, it might be beautiful out. You go outside, you sit, you have a nice styled sofa, outdoor setting, and then the mosquitoes are biting. And then what do? You go inside.
Yep.
So
exactly.
The whole impetus of designing this was to try to improve comfort by trying to not have the bugs actually land on you and bite you.
And so how is this made? I mean, this is not, you know, a lot of bug sprays. It's one huge thing that I know, you know, it's something I feel like we become really aware of when we're parents. We start looking at the ingredients of things.
That's right.
You know, some of these bug sprays are really gnarly. So what is actually in this? It doesn't smell like anything at all. And it doesn't feel like anything. So what is in it?
Yeah, so we partnered with a company called Insect Shield. And the active ingredient in this is actually an extract of what you're seeing here. And if anyone recognizes this, we actually have some tea too. And the tea is chrysanthemum tea.
I mean...
And it's an extract of chrysanthemum tea that has been known to repel blood-biting insects. It's been so effective that Insect Shield, it's actually been a technology that's been around since 2003, and it was commissioned by the US military.
What?
And it was so they basically put it on the active military's uniforms to help with, you think about like malaria and like yellow fever. So what we have is the same technology that is in this is also used in what they use in the military uniforms.
And this can be machine washed. It does not affect the efficacy.
That's right.
Efficacy. Thank you. English sometimes is hard. It doesn't affect that, so you can machine wash them. And one thing that I love so much is there were some samples downstairs, and I was like, ooh, and I hadn't seen them yet. And I'm like, are these the blankets? And Terry's like, well, those were the original ones. And then we thought to ourselves, like, wait, when do bugs bite? In the summer. These need to be lightweight, easy breezy blankets you actually would want to wear during the summertime when it is warm. So I know this is kind of a silly question, but like, how do you use it? Like, what do you do?
So it is a blanket. It is a personal use blanket. And for me, depending on if it's cold or not, I would probably just kind of like drape myself in it. But I know I'm not a mavic of style.
No.
So I would expect that you're probably going to school me.
Listen.
Right now.
Guys, who's this guy here? Look at this one way to wear it. What does he think this is? Amateur hour? No, there are 1 million ways to wear this. And I got to just say, the prints on them are so cool that I almost, like, I imagine I will end up wearing this as my like fall blanket scarf because it has that kind of a feel. So I'm gonna come sit right here so you guys can kind of get a sense of all the different ways that you can wear it. Obviously you can see it's just like a blanket scarf where you've got kind of that big oversized rectangle or square. So one of the very simple ways that you can do it is you would fold it in half. And this is, the way I like to imagine this, guys, is imagine that you're entertaining and you have some friends over. You don't want to take your blanket on and off. So wear it almost like a shawl. The prints are so cool and so on trend that they look like a blanket scarf. So it's actually going to work, right? So you can wear it just like this and leave it. It's now coming in on your arm, so you're free to go in, get food, get drinks, bring them out. Of course, if you get bit a lot, you can cover yourself up like a shawl. I mean, tell me you don't want to just own this for the fashion situation on its own. There's a million ways to wear it as a rectangle. The other, though, which I always really love, is into a triangle. From a triangle, you'll get a million different options. And I will tell you, I actually have on my YouTube channel, excuse me, how to wear a blanket scarf. And I think I've got like 19 different ways. So you can totally do that. But you can watch that if you want to think of even more. But put it into a triangle, and then you could put it over your shoulders just like this. Now, again, you have the longer coverage in the back. Your shoulders are covered. Here, you could like kind of keep it tied like this. Now it's like a little shrug, a little shawl. You can do up and over like so. Or the very last one, which again, this is probably something that, you know, I would do because I love it. You do the triangle in the front. You're gonna put it centered in your body and then just crisscross the tails behind your neck. And this is like that perfect zhuzhi blanket scarf. I hope I'm not blocking my mic too much, but, and you've got it like this, right? So depending on the different ways you can wear it, they can be wrapped as skirts. So let's say you have a long sleeve shirt that's giving you your bug protection. You can wrap it like a really great little skirt, just a little safety pin, wrap it around, tug it. There's a million ways that these can actually be worn, or of course, lay it down and just, you know, be cozy underneath it. It's so lightweight that it's gonna work in any month. But these are absolutely amazing. The feel of them is so, so, so good. Like, I just am so, and the prints, like they're so cool, you know?
And, you know, in terms of the material, it is a recycled polyester.
Yeah.
So, like, in terms of the sustainability, we made sure to not use like a virgin product.
Yeah, and again, you know, for those of you, I don't know if you watched our live stream last time where Terry and I talked about the Terry way and the Orly way of bringing the creatures of comfort in and out. I like to tuck everything into the outer shell because to me it's like a little burrito. It's like an all-encasing burrito. So I put my pillows and everything. This, of course, is so lightweight that it could easily just be folded up and put right on the seat cushion, and then you put your outer shell. So this is something that can stay outside all the time, and it's right there when you need it, which is so cool.
And you have just completely expanded my mind of what I actually thought the functionality of the outer bug shield blanket was.
I would pay good money to see you wear this like a shawl.
Is it okay for a guy to wear? Like
yeah, it's okay. Listen, it's 2021. It's okay for a guy to wear it however he wants. Okay, I am dying to get into some questions. Just a reminder, right after the questions, we are going to do the amazing, amazing giveaway that we have for you guys, which is the very, very beautiful conversation set plus the solo stove. But let's get into some questions and see if anybody here has some goodies for us, because I'm sure they're going to have it with the blankets. Alrighty, Amy Baldwin, would you say this furniture holds up well to dry southwest heat and lots of sun?
Amy, it does. You know, the all-weather wicker will, like, we've had our all-weather wicker, like, when we first made it on the roof of our factory. It's been sitting there ever since, and you know, every month they go and check on it, and it hasn't changed at all. And then for the fabric, it is a custom designed fabric, and we've designed it to have all the same performance characteristics of premium fabrics. So like anything that you see from a Sunbrella or perennials, like we have the 2000 UV light fast hours, which is the highest rating that they have to check for like UV degradation for like color light fastness.
And can I actually love to ask, if you're in a super, like a place like Arizona or, you know, somewhere where it's going to be really intense sun, is there one collection that's better than another?
You know, in Arizona, actually, a dry condition is actually good for everything.
Oh.
One thing to consider is if it's super hot, metal will get a little bit hotter. So I would actually opt for either wood or the all-weather wicker, which will have a lower ambient temperature.
Cool, cool. All right, let's see what our next question is. Alrighty, this one is from A. Brown. So what makes the blanket repel bugs?
Yeah, so A. Brown, it has, so we have, again, we worked with a company called Insect Shield, and they've developed a proprietary technology that is, it's a synthetic compound from the chrysanthemum flower, and if you look it up, it's also called permethrin. And permethrin is known to repel blood-biting insects, so chiggers, ticks, mosquitoes. Look up permethrin and you'll see what it is. It's an alternative to something like a DEET.
And it's woven into the blanket.
It's bonded. It's completely bonded into the blanket. In fact, you know, in the tests, like there's what we're allowed to say and what it actually does. And it actually, what I know is it actually will outlive the life of the blanket.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's so cool. I'm so sick of spraying myself down with like sticky, like this is just the best
Smelly,
news
sticky
ever.
DEET. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you said, it does not smell like anything.
It doesn't smell like anything.
You don't know, you can't tell that it's there.
All right, let's take a look at our next one. All right, this is from Philip and Lori Jones. Tan plaid for me. We need bug shields here. My daughter will be thrilled. Oh my gosh, Philip and Lori, that's my favorite. I wonder if you could tell because I modeled that one. You and I are connected. connected in our love of the tan bug shield. I know, it's so great, and it's great for kids too, because I mean, I just cannot stand slathering. My daughter's the same as me. She's the one that gets bit, and I hate putting that bug spray on her, so this is such an awesome one. Okay, let's see if we have another comment. Oh, you know what, and before this one comes up, I'm gonna answer this in just a second. I just wanted to let you guys know, these come out in August. So they'll be out in just a couple weeks. So just keep an eye out for them. They'll be out very, very soon, coming up in August. Okay, so how do the rugs do in direct sun? I have a cheap one that started to crumble after being outside for about a month.
Yeah, so Kelly, depending on what the material is, that would cause the crumbling. We do use it is recycled PET. And it does have a really high UV light fast rating as well, so it won't crumble. In fact, you know, as we were doing the research and figuring out what it was, to give you a sense of like the grade of the plastic that we're using, because it is recycled PET, it has a higher, like the quality of the resin is much better because it is food grade. But the last thing I was going to say is that the National Park Service uses the same material for all of their rugs, so that was kind of like a check. It's like, okay, we know that if the National Park Service uses it, and you think about the traffic that goes through like the parks, that it kind of worked for us.
That's amazing. I love how these things are always anchored into something, like the military uses it. It's used for, like, you know, it's like, it's always something next level, like, you know, badassery. Very cool. Okay, let's see if our next question. Alrighty, this one is from Melanie Arnold. What about pollen on the rugs? I'm assuming you mean staining on the rugs. I will say that is something that I learned actually from Tabitha, who started off as an outer customer and then became an employee working in the design consultations, and that is that the leaf blower is your best friend. If you can just blow off any of those particles, you definitely don't want to rub them in, because that's just going to stain it. So getting one of those little electrical, I got one, it's like I think it's like a R.O.E or whatever, something, it was like $50. I got it on Amazon. It's a battery charged, so great, and I just blow everything off of my white, you know, I have the white aluminum in the front, so I do it on that, I do it on the rugs, and you just want to make sure that you're not letting it set in. So make sure to be using a leaf blower and not rubbing it in.
If I may, I was going to actually say, we actually just started something called IG Live, and Tabitha was our first guest, and go and check it out, because something that we learned was her kids took blue icing, like cake icing, and while it's not on the rug, she has a white cushion, and their kids smeared it all over.
Oh my God, I'd have a heart attack.
The cushion.
I'd have a heart attack.
And it came out. She just took out her hosed it off. So I know it's not the rug, it's our cushions, but very durable, easy to clean.
Amazing. Okay, let's see if we have another question. All right, this one is from Cindy. We have a 16 by 30 deck on our new home. What would be the best way to design our outdoor space? I'd love to jump in real quick, and I'm sure Terry's going to have some specific design, but I would love to just remind you, Cindy, that there is a completely complimentary design consultation that Outer provides on their website. So if you head over to the website, you'll see on the top left-hand corner that you can reach out and you will be put in touch with one of the design consultations or design consultants that work within Outer. You'll get them your dimensions, you'll tell them how you want to use the space, some plans that you have, and they'll give you a few different configurations that would work within your space, specific to your space. And then maybe next month, you'll be our before and after halftime show.
Maybe,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, it's possible. I don't know if you had a specific thought.
Yeah, so Cindy, you know, like a lot of the stuff is a lot simpler than you think. It starts, most importantly, is with like, how do you and your family want to use the space? Yeah. That's the first thing. And then from there, like thinking about like what your focal point wants to be. Do you want to actually have it facing your house, facing away the house? Is there an architectural feature you want to look at? Is there a natural element that matters? Take some pictures. You already mentioned 16 by 30. So the more information you have, the much easier it is for us to actually help you with designing your space. So definitely recommend doing a design consultation.
Love it. All right, let's take a look at our next question. Alrighty, this one is from Marita. Is assembly difficult on the outer furniture? No.
I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I'm taking this one. I'm taking it all the way home. So for the all-weather wicker, the only assembly is adding on the legs, and it comes with this really cool like ratchet, what's the thing called?
It's called Yeah, it's just called I'm
blanking on the term, but it's
an
like
Allen key ratchet.
An Allen key ratchet. It feels very fun to do, and it puts the legs on. That's it. It's those nice little legs that are going to get attached. The aluminum and the teak is all one piece, so there's no assembly whatsoever. The aluminum is super lightweight, so you can do it all on. I mean, I did even my all-weather wicker. I assembled myself and I rearranged myself. So it's totally a one-person job. But of course, even better if you've got someone, you know, to help you, you can do it twice as fast and get to lounging. But there's virtually no assembly. It's so simple. Okay, I think, Terry,
this is the moment now.
It's time, right? Why are we going to make you wait any longer for the incredible giveaway? So as a reminder, one of you watching, we are so grateful that you're here, and one of you watching, you are going to get this incredible conversation set. This is like our ultimate summer bundle. It is the aluminum conversation set with 2 armchairs, plus a little collab with our friends over at Solo Stove, their Solo Stove bundle, which is so cool. This is the full setup that you need. Get some of your new hardscaping down, find that beautiful little nook you weren't using, and really turn your backyard into an incredible oasis. The winner of today's $3,200 ultimate backyard giveaway is, I need like a drum roll situation, Annie Marie Carter in Napa, California.
Congratulations, Annie.
Anne Marie, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Oh my gosh. So listen, Anne, when you get this, you got to do us a solid. You got to send us some photos. I want to see the setup. I want to know where you put it. Maybe you become a neighborhood showroom host and we get to 1,001. I don't know. I'm just saying. You guys, thank you so much for being here. This was such a fun one. It was so nice to be together.
I know. So hopefully next month we will, barring the Delta variant.
Don't say it. Shush.
Again.
Look at him trying to be a Debbie Downer. We're just not going to talk about Delta. We're going to pretend it's not happening.
I was going to say, yesterday I was using my Solo Stove, and I've been into like these challenges, and actually used a ferro rod to actually start the fire in my Solo Stove, just to feel like I was a little bit more of a man.
Yeah, a little caveman-y.
That's right.
Very nice.
So I will be on. Solo Stove has a live stream that'll be on tomorrow, so if you can, tune into that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. All right, you guys, well, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to tune in next month. You know, we have brand new content every month, so we always have a new guest, we always have a new theme, we always have new giveaways and new tips, and so we hope you'll join us again next month. Thanks for being here. Mwah. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Bye.